All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for tuning us in. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on right now as we approach the noon hour here in Central Time in Nashville. Let's take a look at corn. It's 3 3/4 cents better. That's the good news. Bad news is we've been higher. 465 is the price in July. That's 2 1/4 cents off the high of the day, and we're about what? Let's say about 5 cents, 6 cents off the lows. 6.5 actually, and that's going to tell you that we've had an okay range, but we're 3 3/4 cents better. 465 is the last price. Dees is 487. That's 3 cents better on the day. We've had an 8-cent range there, and we're about 2 cents from the high and about 6 cents from the low. That's exactly right. That's corn. So between 2 1/4 and 3 3/4 cents higher across the board when it comes to corn. That's been one of the better performers here today. Beans, they have not. 4 1/4 cents lower here in that July contract at 12.42. The good news is we're 6 cents off the low of the day. The bad news is we're 16 1/4 cents off the high of the day. Novi New Crop, that's down just a half cent now. 12.17 3/4 is last, 5 cents from the low, and about 11, we'll call it 10 1/4 cents from the high. All right, how about that? That's soybeans. Moving over to the wheat. Chicago wheat, that is a mixed. The front's up a tick each, right? July's up a tick to 693 1/4. We've had a 20-cent range over there, and we're pretty much right smack dab in the middle of it, closer maybe to the highs, but that's what's happening in July. We've got a Dees board that's down a half cent to 733.5, and that's about 10 cents off the lows and about 8 cents off the highs, 7.5 cents off the highs. So that'll give you an idea where we sit when it comes to the wheat. Moving over to the hard red in Kansas City, that's up a nickel now. 704.5 is last there, and that's about 5.5 cents off the high of the day and 14.5 cents off the low of the day. We've had a 20-cent range. Dees, that's 4 1/4 cents better to 737.5. And again, that's well off the lows by about 13 3/4 cents, and off the highs, I'm going to say about 5 3/4 cents. So that's going to give you an idea where we stand with the hard red. Moving from Kansas City, we go to Minneapolis. That's up 4.5 cents, and that July contract to 741 even. And we could say that's about, what, 2 1/4 cents off the high of the day, well off the lows by about 10 1/4 cents. There you go. And then we move out to Dees. That's up 4.5 cents to 765 3/4. Cotton, that's been making a move higher here today. 312 points better in that July. 82.50s last. That's 10 points off the high of the day. And we're seeing Dees move up to that 79 level. We're 172 points better. We have been up to 79.20, but we need to see these production. The producers need to see that between 80 and 85. We're getting closer, though. We like to see that. All right, let's bring them in. Everybody's been waiting. Tommy Grisafi, Advanced Trading. He's in Batavia, Illinois. All right, Tommy, any thoughts? What's going on? It's an interesting day.
Yeah, you want to talk outside markets a little bit, Scotty, with how the Dow Jones down 300, NASDAQ's trading the NVIDIA thing, but totally different tale there of what's happening in the stock market. I know on your show, The Cow Guy, you talk about the cracks and what do you call it, Recession Island?
Yeah.
But I looked at right before we came on air, I looked at the bond market, and the bonds are down another 25 ticks. Let me look right in this camera on my laptop and tell everyone interest rates are not going down anytime soon. And by all rights, if there was an election, the Fed would be raising rates. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So for those of you dealing with a lot of money, which is all of you, anyone involved in agriculture is dealing in big dollars, it's going to take a lot more dollars. So we need these commodity markets to stay bid. Otherwise, we're going to have that conundrum where we're in a high cost production, high interest rate environment, and then prices going down. Is that what stagflation is? I don't know, but you're starting to see signs. So morning signs out there. Love the price action grains. Happy the markets are rallying. When you take all the money it took to store this grain an extra 6 months, you're still a big loser. So let's not have any grain have a birthday. Let's get it sold. A lot of risk before this holiday, both geopolitical and just weather-wise. Back to you, my friend.
No, you bring up a great point. I mean, we got that 10-year yields at 449. It made it to 450 today, which is a pretty decent move. And for the year, for 52 weeks, it's been between 350 and $5. So we're definitely at the upper end of that. And you're right. That 10-year yield moving like it's done, or the bonds trading down to the yield trading higher, I think that's also spooked some of these equity indices. But with, it's a great juxtaposition yesterday when you have what the FOMC had about being, the rates were not restrictive enough. They definitely did not take interest rate hikes off the table like Powell had said. And it's interesting to see that then put against NVIDIA's earnings. NVIDIA blows it out of the water. and yet the Fed says we might have to raise rates. So that's being shown in all these markets here today with the Dow down 300, and you got the tech Nasdaq up. So it's going to be I don't know what to say because it's two different planets. You've got upper 10% of stocks almost trading amongst themselves, helping each other out, and their earnings doing well, those big companies, and then the rest of the world is just really struggling, and the consumer numbers we're seeing are proving that.
Yeah, real quick before we go on break. NVIDIA gapped open higher today, a whole Intel. Let me say that again for those of you sitting in back.
Yeah.
NVIDIA gapped up higher than a whole Intel. Let's take a commercial
That
break.
is a good point.
Let's talk some steaks when we come back.
All
my
righty,
friend.
brother. That's what we're going to do. Stay right there. We're going to go away, pay some bills when we come back and talk more. But Tommy Grisafi, Advanced Trading, he's in Batavia, Illinois. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's talk some moo and oink, right? How about the cattle and hogs? Let's go to live cattle. I've got that one pulled up. And it's going to be just steady a little bit better across the board, folks. Nothing happening here. It's actually feels like they've gone on holiday already. 35 cents higher in the June to 184.50. Oh, I guess we've got about a 72-cent range there. Not very much going on. D sets up 15 cents to 188.40, and that's 30 cents from the high. That's the live cattle board. Not a lot going on. We can move along. Let's take a look at safe feeders. Well, 17 cents lower in August to 262.72, but as you go out the deferreds, we gain a dime or two. We're 15 cents better in October to 264.35, and I guess that's about 52 cents off the high of the day there. And we've had I guess we've had just over $1 range. We'll take it. That's feeders. Moving on to lean hogs, we'll get back to Tommy Grisafi. That's off anywhere between 37 and 67 cents across the board. The biggest loss is 67 cents, and that's June. 94.72 is last there. That's 15 cents off the low of the day, and we've got a 50-cent loss in the August to 97.05, and that too is 70 cents off the low of the day. I'll tell you what, that's 30 cents off the low of the day there. All right, that's lean hogs for you. Let's bring them back in. We got 60 seconds for you, Tommy. What do you think about those livestock prices?
Well, it's Memorial Weekend. We're going into grilling season in a big way. Cattle fundamentals, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but they haven't changed. They're still really bullish. I am so impressed that both the live cattle and feeder cattle market walked right through that recent bird flu news out of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad people are smart enough to realize it's pink eye, not don't eat anything. So we're going to consume an incredible amount of meat the next 6 to 8 weeks, and I hope all the viewers and listeners out there are some of the people doing it. And the best thing the cattle guy and pork guy have going on for them is that the Beyond Beef story's over and people have voted. They want real stuff. So keep producing the best high quality pork, beef, chicken, turkey, wherever you're out there. Keep being you, and we'll keep buying it. Back to you, my friend.
Yeah, they asked me about that early on, and I think I was right, Tommy. I said it's going to end up being like decaf coffee and non-alcoholic beer, right? It might be on the menu, but nobody's going to order it. Anyway, Great stuff. Thank you very much, Tommy Grisafi, Advanced Trading out in Batavia, Illinois. That's Max Armstrong and Orion Samuelson's old studio. I don't know if you know those guys.
Good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. God, the best of the best. Kind of historic. I wonder if Tommy's getting those vibes.
I don't know.
Sometimes artists record
Maybe
in a
it will
certain
make
studio.
him better.
Well, some artists will pick a certain studio because of the history there.